Playground mode is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to Fortnite. I mean, everyone's been asking for an actual custom games mode for as long as I can remember, and in Playground, you can make anything that you can imagine. The only downside is that we can't yet save our creations or really customize the rules to our liking, but it is in popular demand that we'd be able to save our progress, and Epic Games seems to cater to great ideas with lots of support. Which, Epic, if you're watching this, we want to save our game modes! Epic Games just responds to this request and they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, paid Save Your Game DLC, how about that? How about we just bring back these things too while we're at it? Yeah, I don't really know what just came over me there, but imagine the potential. I mean, you guys remember that massive Minecraft server that people worked on for like over a year? Think of the potential not only for that, but also for players to go into a custom games browser like in Overwatch and you see Sniper Arena or Michael Myers, and there are tons of players in game. Lots of ways they could go about this, and people already create some breathtaking maps in an hour alone. But if we could save our progress and maps, I feel like some people would only play custom games because of how fun it would be. Now, I personally think that Epic should let Fred decide which features get added to the game. Hey Fred, what do you think of saving progress on Playground?
I am Fred!
Yes, Fred, I get that, but what do you think?
No!
Wait, no? No,
Yes!
Is it no or yes? Spit it out, damn it.
I am Fred!
Fucking Pinata won't speak.
Can I get 10,000 likes for no reason?
This guy. Unbelievable. Number 5, the walls. Now, going into Playground to practice your fighting skills with friends is always a great way to warm up or just have some fun. But your standard fights can start to get a little boring after a while. If that's the case, spice things up in this custom game mode called the walls. This is an old Minecraft game mode recreated in Fortnite by multiple YouTubers such as Lachlan and Vicstar. Your first objective is to build walls, splitting off your chosen area into 4 quarters. Most people prefer Tilted Towers, as this is one of the better locations for loot. To make the game a bit more entertaining and fast-paced for everyone playing, there are a few preferred rules with this game mode. Number 1, before the battle begins, you each have 5 minutes to loot your quarters, so make sure that you or your friends don't loot the area beforehand. Number 2, if you kill someone, make sure you don't pick up their loot. Sometimes it can't be helped if you double-barreled them in the face at point-blank range, so try to drop any ammo or mats you might have accidentally grabbed. Number 3, make sure to not loot your opponent's quarters either during battle. This rule is perfect if you have enough time before the battle to set up a little armory somewhere in your quarter, just in case you want to switch up your weapons. Number 4, you can only go through the walls, so don't build over them. It would take up too much time if you build all the way up to the sky, so just imagine the walls do go all the way up. And number 5, to make things more fair for everyone, make sure to not kill any opponents that have yet to pick up their belongings and get back to their quarters. Try to be a good sport about it, and now that you know the basics, go and have some fun. The walls is a really simple way to make those Playground mode battles that much more entertaining and unpredictable. Number 4 is the bounce pad arenas. The moment bounce pads were put into vending machines, bounce pad arenas started popping up everywhere. And the best part about these arenas is that you can custom build the shape however you please. Even though this type of game mode has been out for a while, it's still amazing to see how the community continue to evolve and innovate these bounce pad arenas. Given that they can be so diverse, there aren't too many rules to this game mode, but the rules we do have are there to make the game as enjoyable and long-lasting as possible. So, the first rule is, number 1, you can only use no-scope type weapons, except for, of course, the heavy sniper. If you were to use normal weapons, you'd probably just tear down the arena within 2 minutes. Most people just tend to go for the hunting rifles, as it has a fast reload, smaller bloom, and lower damage to walls. Number 2, don't use a shield. It's always satisfying to land that no-scope on your opponent, but when it's only a hit marker and not a kill, it can be a bit disappointing. If you're using a hunting rifle against someone with full shield and HP, you'd have to hit them 3 times to confirm the kill. Something I do with my bounce pad arenas is set up a 4-wall-high diving board on top of the arena. This way, when you're flying in, you can land on the diving board platform, walk off so you fall 4 stories onto the arena, causing you 19 fall damage, and now jump in and you're a one-hit kill. This will make the game a lot more fast-paced and entertaining for those that want to rack up the no-scope kills. And as I said though, we really enjoy seeing the innovative ways that these bounce pad arenas can be evolved, so what do you do to make your arena unique? Let us know in the comments. Number 3, trap tunnel races. So you have your standard races, but let's chuck the vehicle, add a ton of traps, bounce pads, and obstacles, and I give you the trap tunnel races. Similar to bounce pad arenas though, These trap races can be made in very unique and different ways. The basic method is to add bounce pads on the backwards stairs that allow you to travel just fast enough to dodge the spike traps that are placed all over the tunnel area. But be careful, if you hit any obstacles on your way or slow down too much, you'll instantly be hit by a trap and will have to start over again. Given that it can be so diverse though, once again, we only have a couple of rules for this game mode. Number one, every now and then you might not slow down in time and miss the bounce pad, or you could get really lucky and hit an obstacle without being trapped and just fall down after losing momentum. If you do, you can simply jump on the bounce pad that you just passed and try and continue the race, and if you have time, you can even put traps all along the floor to make sure the race is done in one clean playthrough. Which brings us to the second rule, survive. This is a death race, and the only way you can win is by surviving the whole course. As these races can be made in so many unique ways, try to be as creative as possible. You can edit walls into all kinds of shapes to allow for some crazy style obstacles. You can even chuck some porta-fort tires in there instead of a bounce pad every now and then, and you have the difficulty factor on top. Do you want this race to be nearly impossible or easy enough for you and your friends to complete quite a lot? Number 2, Lucky Blocks. Another Minecraft minigame we have for you is the Lucky Blocks game mode. This game mode will really test your ability to adapt to various weapons, as you don't exactly get to pick your setup. Each player will set up a series of enclosed 1x1s known as mystery boxes that will then have one random weapon of any rarity placed inside each box. Just make sure that you don't pick from your own boxes in the selection stage, which brings us to the rules. Number 1, you will need a minimum of 5 mystery boxes per player in the match so that everyone gets a full weapon setup. The more mystery boxes that you add, the more diverse the weapon setups will be, with some of the better weapons not even getting picked. Number 2, make sure that you and your friends take turns opening mystery boxes. This makes it more fair for everyone. The best way to open them is by sticking a C4 on top and completely destroying the box to reveal your weapon. Number 3, if you want to have any bounce pads or launch pads in the fighting arena, set them up before battle, because at rule number 4, you're not allowed to build. Number 5 is don't pick up your opponent's loot. This is pretty much a standard rule with most game modes, as you don't want to waste time running after the guy that just killed you asking for your ammo back. If you're someone that really struggles with certain weapons or are just new to the game, this is going to be a perfect game mode to help you practice quick. And as for the honorable mentions, we've got a Pacman minigame. Pacman has been a worldwide famous game for decades that many have recreated in all different kinds of games. So when researching for this video to find this Pacman game mode on Fortnite Playground, I wasn't just surprised, but also excited to try this out for myself. Pacman is your typical good guy who has to try and survive for as long as possible against the ghosts that are constantly trying to find him. Vikkstar has masterfully recreated this in Playground with just a few adjustments. First of all, the ghosts don't leave the center area, so instead they'll use guided missiles to find and kill their opponents. If you're using the guided missile though, and can't find anyone, make sure to fly up before it detonates and causes unnecessary damage to the structure. Number 2, as Pacman, you need to survive for as long as possible. There's no way to kill the ghosts unless you come up with your own creative version of this game mode. And number 3, potions and heals will be spread out around the maze to help you take more hits from the guided missile. Just make sure you don't give your position away running for those heals. We couldn't have found this game mode at a better time, to be honest, as on console, the guided missile has had a recent update that allows it to turn at a faster rate. And in at number 1, we've got Mike Myers. Probably one of the most intense custom games yet simplest to set up on our list is the Mike Myers game mode. Trust me, I've done this myself a few times now, and it's a brilliant minigame. Your basic structure consists of a 10x10 square that has door walls in every possible segment. It literally takes 5 minutes to set up, and you're ready to go. As long as you manage to find a sniper of some sorts as well, just not the heavy sniper, although that could also make it interesting. As I said, these are custom game modes, and you can alter these games and rules however you see fit. So the first rule is that there is only one Mike Myers. This is a given. If you had 2 or more, the games would be too quick, plus it's a lot more intense when all 3 of you are trying to hide from him. Number 2, Mike Myers can only no-scope using a sniper, and this helps give the runners a chance and can make for some funny yet intense gameplay. Number 3, as a runner, your objective is to survive for as long as possible. The last man standing is the winner. And number 4, when running away from Mike Myers or hiding, your pickaxe can give you away too easily. For this reason, you're allowed to carry some heals or grenade types to stop you from holding a giant pickaxe. Just make sure that you don't use them unless you want to play that way, where everybody is one hit and everyone just uses a pickaxe. Except for Mike Myers, of course, who would be maybe 5 hit or something like that. Now you know how it works and you're set to go. You guys don't have to stick to these rules. I know a lot of people want to play a different way, but these are just some ideas and the general rules. Something we also added after a few attempts is a 3 life rule. So each runner has 3 lives, and on their final life, they're allowed to attempt to pickaxe Mike Myers to death. This can dramatically change the pace of the game, and sometimes the hunter can suddenly become the hunted. But this has been our list of the top 5 Fortnite custom game modes that you have to try. Be sure to let us know in the comments which game modes you think are the best in Fortnite, though these are our top 5. Also, be sure to let us know if there are any game modes that should have made the list that we may have forgotten, or if you'd like to see a part 2, just throw some on there. Also, let us know your thoughts, concerns, and which of the game modes on our list you thought was the most fun. Other than that, though, we hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.